Okay, today I'm going to show you how to do an acid stain. You can just use a regular water-based stain. You can add color into your actual concrete before it's poured. You can use epoxies. There's just a lot of different ways of staining. But today I'm going to show you how to acid stain. With the acid, it's a light acid that reacts with the lines of the concrete. So you're not painting the concrete, you're actually staining it. And because it's actually reacting with the lines of the concrete, you actually only have a few colors to choose from. Today we're going to do a terracotta clay. So I usually, if I'm doing a big slab, I'll use a garden sprayer to spray the acid. But just today I'm going to just put it in this little bottle and spray it onto my little sample board here. And so after your concrete's all cleaned up, and to get a nice even coverage, you want to keep it wet. You don't want to start and stop, because then it's gonna dry up, and then you're gonna have that dry line where you can actually see where you stopped. So you just want to keep going with it. Now you can go what they call wet on wet. If you want to use another color, then you would just have another person or yourself with the second color kind of putting little highlights where you want them. But we're just going to do one color here. Got nice full coverage. You can puddle it up if you want in a couple spots, and it's going to put more. It's going to be darker in that area, and so just add a little variety, and that's how you can kind of antique it. It's going to do some antiquing regardless, especially if there's variations in the concrete. But it just helps model it out. You know, you could get away with just letting it sit on there for 5-10 minutes, but I think they recommend probably a couple hours. And you can even leave it on overnight. Everybody's going to tell you different. But regardless, it starts reacting with the concrete right away. And after you're done staining it and you're ready to move on to the next stage, you're going to want to neutralize that acid. I use ammonia, so you'll do a full, same deal, spray on the ammonia, full coverage to neutralize it, let it dry, and then I seal everything I do. So you can use a concrete sealer, epoxy, urethane, all different kinds of sealers out there. Depends what kind of look you're going for, and durability, you know, is what your choice is going to be. Okay, now we're ready to neutralize this acid stain I just did. We're going to use ammonia like I was saying. You can use a 50% water, 50% ammonia. And you can do the same thing with the acid. If you want to cut your acid, you can cut it up to 50% with water as well. It won't be as dark. And acids usually tend to go on the dark side, so sometimes people want it a little lighter. So you'll want to cut that acid. Now, when you first put your acid on, that is not the color it's going to be. Some people get all freaked out because it turns yellow or some weird color. It takes a while after drying before the true color comes out. Okay, once you get full coverage with the ammonia, you'll let it neutralize it for a couple minutes, and then either spray it off with a hose or pressure wash it off. And then you want it to dry up, so give it some hours to get to the color it's going to be. Right now, usually when you put ammonia on, it turns it black, so don't get scared by that. And then once it's all dried up, it will turn to the color it's supposed to be, and then you'll want to seal it up. So I usually use a solventated acrylic sealer. Unless you're going to be driving on it, then use a urethane. And you can only use a urethane. Most urethanes only want to go over an overlay. So be careful if you're just staining your driveway, say, and then you're going to have to really research what sealer you're using. So I'm going to spray this off, and we'll be about done there. Okay?